My name is Todd Olson. I started Buses by the Beach along with a good friend of mine, Brian Dews. Actually, we weren't really even friends. One day I had an old clock that my mom had. I was going to repair it for a gift for her. And I went into this clock shop and we got talking, and I see he had a Volkswagen key tag. And I found out he had 2 kids, a boy and a girl, same age as mine. Had a van just like mine, had very similar interest in music. And so we just had all these common interests, and we were just hitting it off. And so I said, you know, I'd had this dream of starting a Volkswagen campout in Michigan. I'd only met him for 5 minutes, and I said, hey, what do you say we do this? Do you want to start a camp out with me? And he says, well, yeah, that sounds like a great time.
Going to the beach.
There's a bunch of really cool parts. Well, I liked reviving the fires. I liked hanging out with a few friends. I also liked that food truck back there. It's like yellow.
Yes, the Getting Fresh food truck. I thought that was quite delicious indeed.
Hop on the bus.
It's like a big community of VW bus loving and music loving people, Volks.
So I said to him, I said, you know, I don't want to make this a profit thing for us. I want to do good work with this event. I said, but I just don't know the charity yet. And that's when Brian smiled. And he says, I know the charity.
Not only did I survive a serious burn on October 25th, 2000, the day of my injury, but I also survived a plane crash. There were 3 plane crashes in Michigan that day, from what I understand. I was the only survivor. I was born a right-handed individual, but used my right hand to get myself out of the plane, and that suffered the worst of my injuries, leaving me with a hand that doesn't have a full range of motion or a lot of strength anymore. I spent my life being raised as a clockmaker and faced a challenge learning how to practice my trade again.
It was mostly amazing. Alright.
One of the biggest things that happened to me while I was still on the burn unit, which seemed very small at the time, was my introduction to an organization called the Phoenix Society for Burn Survivors. I've met several survivors since my burn injury and attending World Burn Congress, and some of the most courageous people I've met were people who may have spent years afraid to leave their home because of the disfiguring facial burns that they suffered. I'm going to take you back to the year 2000. I was 30 years old and just a young father at that time. I had a 2-year-old daughter and a 2-month-old son. And I was offered a job in a little town called Manassas, Virginia. And a gentleman wanted me to come there and repair clocks for him. I had a friend who owned his own airplane, and so on October 24th he flew his plane up to Rockford with the intent of flying me to Virginia the next day. We got a good night's rest that night and got up early, October 25th. Dan filed his flight report. There was another plane already getting prepared. They sped down the runway and took off, and the fog was so thick you could hardly see the prop of the plane. We were in a Piper Cherokee. It was just a single prop plane. Suddenly out of the fog came a stand of trees right at the level where the plane was. It's a long road. Some people get stuck in what I would describe as a victim role. I don't think victim is a very fair term for anyone to have to endure. I don't really like that word. I try to correct people when they use the word victim. We're only a victim if we let ourselves be a victim. I much more prefer the word survivor. I survived the ordeal I went through. I got back to living my life, doing the things that I enjoy, spending time with my children, and kayaking, camping, putting on events that raise money for the Phoenix Society, repairing clocks. I might even stretch that word survivor to the word thriver, that I'm now a thriver. And I think the Phoenix Society played a huge role, not only in my survival, my becoming a survivor, but in that of many other individuals who experience burns every year. Over 450,000 people a year survive serious burns. And the Phoenix Society is there to give them the tools to move out of the victim role into a survivor role and eventually on to being a thriver.
I know if I die tomorrow, this thing's going to continue on, and it's going to do good work and be a blessing to people's lives for many, many years. So for me, that's pretty fantastic. I enjoy that. Kind of funny how when you reflect on your life, I'm in my mid-40s now, and you look back on your life and you think, wow, it's kind of amazing. All these little moments that just kind of craft your path and your trajectory in your life. And I'm grateful for it.
All I got is this guitar and my song. If you can be my hand, I can be your rooster. Oh, if you can be my hand, I can be your rooster. If you come back home and love me like you used to.
Abracadabra.
Da-da-da-da.
Is that magic?
Want you to be my sugar, my sweet